Okay, guys, we're back out here. And what are we doing today? Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got. Now, I got a Spicer and I got a Neepco. Which is better? I don't know. That's going to be debatable. I got to clean this first, this table. Just for anybody that wants to know, Dana was the people that made the frames for Toyota that rotted out of the trucks. But I don't blame Dana. Because they're rotting out of Ford, Chevys, and Dodges too. Toyota's the only one that stepped forward to take care of it. Yeah. Okay. With that said, this box looks like it's been opened. We'll check these in a second. Let's just clean this table. Okay, let's assume these are right. But before we get into that, why do I have two different brands? One's actually heavier. Why do I have two different brands? Because when I looked it up, I was going to get Spicers for front and rear. The Spicer had a note next to it saying that it would not clear. You were unable to use it in the front of the drive shaft with the yoke. It would not clear. It was only to be used in the rear of the drive shaft. The Neepco didn't have that. So that's telling me that the Spicer one is much more beefy. That's all it's telling me. With that said, let's see if this is returned. Because if it's returned, I'll be a little pissed off. Oh, at least it says Made in USA. What a tiny little Universal. How come that does not seem right? We're going to have to measure that. I'm just looking to see if there's any witness marks of this thing being pressed into anything. Well, this thing's gonna have to go. If it fits this both ways, we got trouble. Well, it's definitely an inside and outside. So there's the inside, and it looks like with a tad bit of compression, we might be able to get the snap rings just on there. The other side has to equal either that one or that one. Hey, you guys missed it. As I know this has nothing to do with you joints, but some shit you just can't make up. I get out of my car, I'm walking in my door, I'm in my door, and somebody yells out my first name. It's okay, I turn around. Usually friends don't yell out my name. So I turn around, these two guys, I don't recognize them. They're definitely not from my neighborhood. I'll leave it at that. Got a handful of crap. And they come walking up to me and they say that they were here earlier during the day and they were checking my security cameras. Get a load of this. And they tried to interact with my security camera and it was fuzzy. I go, really? He goes, yeah, and he had all this crap and literature and everything you could imagine to bend me over and take out my insides. So he starts telling me that and I said, I'm not interested. He goes, you don't know what we're going to talk about. I said, I'm not interested either way, regardless. But I said, I'm not interested. I'm just letting you know that you have a problem with your security camera. I said, you think that's the only camera I have on the house? I don't know. I said, well, I ain't telling you. I said, but that isn't the only one. I said, good luck finding the other ones. I said, you tested my doorbell camera. And I said, you didn't test it. How do you know? I said, because I test it every week when I put it back up there. And every week we talk to the mailman through it. And he tries to keep talking. Meanwhile, the other guy's quiet. The other guy's ready to leave. But this guy was pushing me. Now he's naming my neighbors' names. You know, this person, whatever I'm saying to the guy. And he says to me, he goes, okay, then before I leave, I just have to fill out this questionnaire because I'm going to have to present this to my boss. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, here. And he pulls it out, not to hand to me. And he goes, Okay, the reason you didn't want it was it's not price because I never told you the price. It's not this because I never told you that. I said, why don't you write down there that I don't fucking want it? He goes, I don't think that's an option. I said, it is when I close the door. Click. Some people, man, they just don't. My arms are full of packages. I just walked in the house. I have 1 foot in the door. I turned around, and the guy won't leave me alone. Forget about the bullshit and the lies, and that's like the guy that came to my house and wanted me to give him money for a place somewhere in the Midwest, the United States. They wanted to put these scrubbers on the smokestacks for emissions. I told him, I don't give a shit what comes out of them. Well, why? Why should I care? You tell me why I should care. And he comes up with this whole big spiel. He's got a list of names, he's got all this stuff. I said, I don't care what comes out of the stacks. I said, my $2 that you're going to steal from me is not going to fix nothing. Boof. So, with all that said, guys, okay, now that we got that out, this doesn't look like it was open. Okay, so this is the Neatco. At least they spelled USA right. Let's check out the Spicer. Now, this one should be a little bigger. At least it's abbreviated Spicer on it. Huh. Where was it made? Spicer. Does not say. Made in the USA. That's what it says on the box, at least. So. Look how much thicker that thing is. Look at the difference. Look at the thickness difference. You know the one that's going to break is going to be the front one. What I should have did was, because these weren't really that much money. One was $16, one was $17. What I should have did was I should have ordered the Spicer front one and seen if a little clearance in would have helped. Maybe you wouldn't get full up and down travel, the drive shaft, if it was in a truck. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, this has to match the big one here. Which I don't know if those are squished in. Yes, it does. And it has to match the small one of this one. Which, yes, it does. I said to Junior, my goal is to get this size throughout the whole car. These are 1330s. I think this is a 1330, this is a 1310. I think it is. And that Mopar one is just a goofball number. I said, if we can get up to this size, we're not breaking it. Not with the stuff we have. A lot of people go 1350s when you have some really nasty slicks on there and you a lot of torque. But I'd like to get away from that Mopar one, even if I went up to the Chevy size, which is a hair bit bigger. But at this point, all we're doing is wasting time. Let's see if any of this fits. You got to keep in mind, this one's going to be easy to figure out as you're putting it in. This one. This is going to be the first set of joints I do that I actually tap. And the only reason I did it was I tested them the other day, and they slid nicely out. But here's a couple of helpful hints. So it's cleaned up. Okay, I actually cleaned this when I got it. It was clean, but I cleaned, any debris off it. But I just hit it again with 600 in the bores. And I'm making sure that this area is perfectly flat because that's where my clip has to go. Okay, and you got to make sure you got no nicks or burrs hanging down here on either side. Because that's where you're going to put the cap through. And the way I do it is, everybody does it different. This is how I do it. I'll just grab, it doesn't matter what joint it's going to be. But for argument's sake, this would be the cap. See, you got the needle bearings, they moved a little. Okay, I've seen, when I was a kid, I've had it happen with a little needle bearing go sideways. The way to do it, or get around it, doesn't matter if you're pressing it or tapping it, is to take the universal, put it in, okay, I'm trying to get this right for the camera, not for me to do it. Then you move it to one side, you put the cap on, and then you over press that cap about halfway in. That'll put the joint out this side. Then you could walk the joint over this way and it does not fall out of the left side. And it'll be sticking out enough to catch these. And then you can push that one in and bring it all back. You do it that way, it never gets to the point where these needle bearings are never in contact with that bore. So, cheap piece of shit. I shouldn't even be putting this thing in there. I know I shouldn't be, but we are. That's what I'm talking about. See, it's sticking out this side already? And it's partly sunken in this side. And you just take, I had my little eBay box here. And you just take, whoops. And then you can just take this. You can actually walk it out a little bit more if you want, because it ain't going to fall out of the other one. And you just put it on nicely and bring it back. And now we can bring it back in. Oh man, if I was only strong enough to fully do that by hand, that would be mint. Maybe we could leave it like that and get a little bit of a wobble. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to put the inner clip in now. Then we'll bring it back the other way and expose the other inner clip. This thing is together. Nice this way, a tad bit stiff this way. And if I give these a couple of taps, it should be good. I'm not going to be able to... I don't know what you're looking at. Spin. Question is, does it fit? I ain't worried about painting. I cleaned all in here, got wire brushed on both ends. So we'll wind up sanding this and flat and black it, but I want to know if it fits first. I ain't wasting my time. Okay, we got the front end. I just crawled out to get the camera and the wrenches, and I think we're gonna be good. I guess we still gotta pop it out to paint it, but I ain't worried about that. You got upside down vision. The bolts aren't tight. Not only does it fit, it fits perfect. Oh yeah, we're good. It fit better than the last drive shaft. Look at the other tranny. Yeah, remember I had the leeway and this landed right in it. Oh yeah, we're good. Good. Yeah, we'll pop it back out and paint it just not today. Well, that's good. That's a relief. It fits perfect. I don't know how much you guys see, but that yoke is long. We got plenty. We got perfect. Before, when I had the other shaft in for the 6-cylinder and everything, the shaft wasn't bottomed out. I had about 1 inch. This I got about 1.5 inches, another 1/2 inch worth of travel, so we're mint.